Good evening and welcome to the Nighttime Heat rated on Prime FM 105.5. This program is rated on Prime, and of course, we are streaming live also on Prime FM on Rover 105.5, and also streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. That's the Nighttime Heat Facebook and YouTube channel. We have our own Facebook page. Just you want to watch the show online, just tap Nighttime Heat on your Facebook page. And of course, you're going to watch the show online. And besides, you want to watch the show on the YouTube, maybe you are in the diaspora, just tap Nighttime Heat. Again, you're going to watch the show also tonight. Tonight, the promises to be very, very interesting. Our panelists are coming in gradually. You know, David Benedictus, Erasmus Namuta, we're always on time. I know George Kennedy. I know George will come in today after a week or two of illness. George has bounced back, and thank God for him. You know, been praying that he bounces back so that we all can discuss Mama Liberia. And of course, tonight, I'm sure Edwin Kennedy will shortly come in. And the man, and Moses Sandy, will also join. I know our man Prince Crippler may not come today. Prince is always here on Tuesdays and Fridays. Okay. But tonight we'll be looking at some major discussions. Point. You know, there's this issue about the county and social development fund. You can remember the Montserrat County superintendent wanted to appear before the legislature again, and indicated that development was so slow. And of course, and as a result of that, we are hearing about a planned lawsuit. We don't know, but to be hearing from one of the men who's trying to issue the lawsuit or file the lawsuit, against the delay for the county and social development fund, Representative Montserrat County Representative Smoke Mulva. You'll be here, I'm sure, anytime soon. And also, you heard the Chief Justice today, right? The Chief Justice broke silence. Well, he spoke about the Prophet Key issue. And of course, tomorrow Prophet Key should be appearing before the full bench of the Supreme Court. That is, I think, at 3 o'clock. Okay. You're going to justify, you're going to explain basically why he said what he said about the judicial system. And besides, about the Chief Justice as well. So he'll be appearing tomorrow. We'll hear from the Chief Justice today. On the eve of Prophet Key's appearance, the Chief Justice broke silence. We have that tape, and of course, we're going to play that and talk about that as well. Now, does the management of the 285 earth moving equipment require a board? Does it really require a board, especially in the midst of or in the presence of the General Services Agency, the GSA, the Public Works? Do we need to have a board? Because we understand the president appointed former Defense Minister Brani Samukai to chair or to head a board. We're going to talk about that tonight as well. Analysis of a video of former President George Omane Weah. Yesterday, he visited the Faith in Life Ministries, and of course, he spoke there. We're going to listen to the former president. What was it that he was trying to talk about? What those things are necessary to talk about? Well, we'll be hearing that video, and of course, we'll also talk about that tonight. And of course, lastly, before the night goes, a centrist Kanu Bagbara presidential appointment appeared back. Kanu Bagbara has been advocating, he's been touting the government's policy and programs in recent time, beating the drum of the government. And finally got something to head or to serve on the board at Grand Jida County, where he came from, the community college board. It's a payback. We're going to look at that as well, because the centrism movement, so it was established. There has been this whole debate about whether they are really working or performing in line with their ethics and principles. Well, that's the discussion tonight. And as I said, yesterday we'll have Representative Smo Mulma to be our guest to talk about this county and social development fund. To understand, he and others are trying to plan, organize a lawsuit against, we don't know against who, but the protesting, delayed for the availability of the county development fund. But in the meantime, we want to avail you the opportunity. We want to avail you the opportunity as always. We want you to speak to us. What is on your mind? Is it about the prophet key issue, which is happening tomorrow, his appearance, or is it about maybe the economy? Is it about roads? Is it about the demolition? Is it about what? We want you to just call us. Let's have a discussion for the next 18 minutes, 12 minutes, that is. Let's have a discussion. Let's hear from you. And of course, let me just announce the numbers quickly: 07784607993. Again, 07784607993. Or better still, 0886050507. Again, 0886050507. We also have an alternative line for you: 0776540 987. We want to hear from you tonight. Just tell us, what is it on your mind? What is it troubling you? What is it of significance or importance to you that you want to talk about? Is it about your community? Is it about what's happening? Is it about governance? Is it about the way the government is running the country? Let's hear from you. 0778, once again, 460-793, or better still, 0886-050507. Let me welcome our colleague who has not been here for the past 7 days. He's been, under the weather. Welcome, George.
Yes, thank you. Good evening. I'm sorry I haven't been on for sometimes. I'm for nearly a week now.
Yeah.
I was here last Monday. I couldn't make it the other time because of some malaria, but it's okay. I'm back now. I want to tell our audience thank you. I also want to thank you for the show. You've been going daily now, and that's very big impact being made. And now the Liberian people now have the opportunity to follow this wonderful show, the best in its kind, or the best in class, to get the best out of us. Because what we're doing here is most of us here are media people, and we try to be as balanced as we can to really show the both sides equally to see how the public can be the judge. So thank you so much for the team. Mr. Fambula, thank you. I've been following you people. Sometimes it's been tough, but I appreciate you guys for coming.
Okay, we really appreciate that you are with us tonight. We really appreciate that you are with us tonight. We've been thinking about you as well. We know you've not been feeling well, and thank God at least that your health has been restored. And David Benedictus Erasmus Namutaba, welcome to the program also.
Thank you, Sabo. And good evening to all listeners, wherever you are, in the diaspora in Liberia, wherever you are. It's a pleasure to be here. And so my suspicion is that the two guys came together and they decided that from the the two guys came together and they start their trick again. The family stays outside, he comes ahead. So you can say that they came separately, but they came together. That's my suspicion.
Why are you always having problem with them?
These guys are political twins.
Oh,
so anytime they come together, one got to come in front of the other one blocking outside. So they can appear like they came separately.
Yeah, I know. Fumble, welcome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Mr. George. And in fact, I've not seen Brother Kennedy almost a week now, but I'm glad that you're here. We're told that you're not been too well. And again, like I always say, we're here again tonight with a new edition of the Nighttime Heat. As always, we're glad to be here.
Okay. Let's welcome Moses Sandy also. Moses, welcome to the program.
Thank you. So, it is a pleasure to be back. Let me say hi to my brother George Kennedy. George, it's a pleasure to have you. I wish you a speedy recovery. And let me also use this opportunity to say hi to Edwin and my brother David Tagwe and
Yeah.
the rest of the crew over there. Our listeners will follow us on a consistent basis. I applaud all of you, and it is indeed a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so we have our guest, but we'll start with our guest at 8:30, like we said, 8:30 to 9:45. But in the meantime, let me see what I can open the lines again. 0778 460 Again, 0778 460 or better still, 0886 050507. Again, 0886 050507. That's the numbers to call, or the alternative line, so that we can hear from you on what's on your mind. Is it about the governance of our country? Is it about the infrastructure development of our country? Is it about your community? What is it that's not troubling to you? That's of importance to you. Want to hear from you tonight. So at least you can get it off your chest. It's better to say what you can, and of course we want you to do it civilly and not in any aggressive or controversial manner. But let me again acquaint you with what is coming up tonight. Tonight, I said it, like I said, we'll have Montserrado County Representative Smoke Morba. We are hearing about concerns about delays concerning the County and Social Development Funds, and of course, we are reading also about some planned lawsuit, against the delay of the funds, because that's extremely affecting those who are supposed to use the fund. So we'll have him tonight as our guest. He's a member of the legislature, a very key member of the legislature. We'll speak with him for 45 minutes. 8:30 to 9:15. This time around, you don't want to observe the time because for late we have not been observing time. So for the 5 minutes, we'll speak with him, and then he leaves. After which, I'm sure you heard the Chief Justice today, and he broke silence about the Prophet Key appearance tomorrow. Well, he said it, and we have the video. We'll be playing that video later on. Now, also, we'll be discussing. I'm sure you heard that the president has appointed J. Brani Sambukai, former Minister of Defense, to head a board for the management of the 285 earth moving equipment. But do we really need a board for that? When we have the GSA, when we have the public works, do we really need a board for that? That Brani Sambukai will be heading a board. Besides, the former president George Manawia was at a church yesterday called the Faith in Life Ministries, and of course he spoke there. He spoke very lengthily. We got excerpts from what he talked about, and of course we want to look at that. There was a need for a former president to speak in the manner he spoke. We're going to look at that as well, and of course, finally, if time permits, a centrist Kano Bagbala presidential appointment, a payback. Exactly that Kano Bagbala of late has been touting the government's policies and programs. Everything that President Boyka did, the centrist was always beating the drum for President Boyka. It's his recent appointment a payback. We're going to talk about that tonight on the Nighttime Heat. In the meantime, let me hear from my panelists about what's trending on their mind, what been of importance to them before the climate they starts tonight. Again, wanted to share the show. Can you share the show? We are streaming live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. We are also streaming live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. That's the Nighttime Heat Facebook page and YouTube channel. Can you share the show so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones can also form part of the program tonight? Let's begin with you, Edwin from Farmville. What's trending on your mind?
Well, there are a couple of things, and I think you've been following in the chat room with the debate between Moses and I on the issue of this whole eminent domain thing that he's claimed that the government is using eminent domain to demolish people's property, and we keep saying no. There are a lot of issues of demolition still going on, and some of these issues basically are based on people actually acquiring the property the wrongful way, because you're just going to buy a property from somebody doesn't mean that that property was acquired, the rightful way by the person who you're buying it from. The property could be in the alleyway. And again, I also heard that the AFL have started to withdraw, the barricade they put around the second barrack. I think it's a good move by the government to see how best they can remedy those things. I think that's.
You said they withdrew what a day.
I've followed a Facebook post where the AFL was taking away those barbed wires that they put around some structures or so. I think that's in a good way to be able to find a peaceful settlement to what is happening around there.
So in other words, are you saying that they paused on the
eviction?
Eviction,
yeah.
okay,
Yes.
the military linked eviction.
Yes.
Okay, Tab, let's hear from you. What's been trending on your mind?
In recent time, I've been impressed with the work of the Monrovia City Corporation. It has been doing extremely well in terms of making sure that our capital, Monrovia, is clean and green. But the city corporation needs to do more. It's unfortunate that even as early as Sunday morning, there's a lot of garbage in the street. I think they having the challenge of disposing the garbage, collecting and disposing the garbage. I think this is where their challenge is. Because all the time, early Sunday morning, I think every weekend, the Monrovia City Corporation needs a lot of logistics in terms of picks up from a lot of assistance, logistical assistance, so they can be effective and efficient in terms of the lifting and disposal of garbage. Because those who do the sweeping, they sweep the streets, pile the dirt in so many street corners, and it takes sometimes several days before the Monrovia City Corporation can pick the garbage and get in disposed. I think it makes the city always look very, very filthy and nasty.
Okay.
So that I think the Monrovia City Corporation needs to do more.
Okay, George.
Yeah, I need to pick up from where Benito Juice ended. It's both ways, right? The public, we're not maintaining the city well, our communities well as a people. The way we dispose of garbage in the various communities, we see the streets as the dump site. Most often, when we carry the dirt, we don't position them well. When the people come, they clean up the dirt, and then we go back and then place garbage in their absence. It's not good. I think we should first start the cleanliness and the management of dirt from the community level, involving the city corporation. City corporation has to reach to the community level to make sure that organized places where garbage can be disposed. And then the trust got to be very, very ready and on time to get rid of those garbages. Number two, to the demolition exercise, I am one of the persons who feel that the city is what it is because of we have not been able to manage the city well as a government, to open alleyways and make them functional. But I also want to call the government's attention to the alleyways that were opened earlier by Madam Broad during the Johnson Sirleaf administration. Still there, people are going back there to do other things, to alleyways in the heart of the city. I think the government should go there to make sure that to tar those streets, to make sure that the city is open while going to the other side. It's necessary. If you see other countries, some countries can break down 100, 150 story buildings. They do it when you build it when you do those things, when you build such property in the alleyway, the roads. It's people's safety. It's not something to play with. So I think we all need to understand I don't just want us to go break the places and don't develop them. If we do it, we should develop them to prove to the victim that, look, it was not malice. We came, this place will be like this. So
Okay.
that's why I stand on it. Yeah.
Okay, Moses, let's hear from you. What's been on your mind, Moses?
Look, I just want to say everything you guys said, Edwin, George, and David Tagman, everything aligned with what I've been thinking. And I just want to briefly talk about this. Maintaining Monrovia, keeping Monrovia clean, keeping outside the city of Monrovia clean. You guys live in the country, you know it better than I do. But first thing I would like to say that the MCC lacks the capacity. MCC is one of the least funded entity of the Liberian government. And that is not unique to this administration. It's a pervasive problem. It's a perennial problem. Let me use myself here as a graphic example. My trash is picked up weekly by a private company. Every 3 months, just for trash pickup, is $200. That's what I pay, $200 for trash pickup. And you have private companies that do these things here with efficiency. Not a day I work in that trash needed to be picked up is not picked up because it's a contract. So we need to outsource anything that has to do with trash pickup, maintaining the city. The MCC lacks the resources, lacks the equipment, the funding. Let government think about wow, privatizing. MCC cannot do it by itself. And lastly, I want to say this, Sogo. You know, I've been following via social media, especially Spoon Talk, and a lot of concern is being raised by President Joseph Yuma Boakar's, I think his nephew or a relative who runs a construction company. And that really stands out. Sober. Based on what Spoon has put in the public domain, this guy has secured a greater portion of government contracts before going through the regular bidding process. The man has contract with MC or with the Ministry of Education, the feeding program. I saw videos, places that feeding center would have been constructed. None of those feeding center constructed. But guess what? He was paid in full. He has a contract with the LRA. He has a contract with other key entities of government. Just as the man who has a contract for the FOIA project without going through the bidding process. My people, is this a Liberia that Mr. Boakar came to rescue? This is disturbing. That's what really stands out for me.
Okay, Moses, thank you. You want to chip in?
No.
Edwin? Okay. Moses, thank you. Thank you. I think everyone has spoken their mind. We are waiting for 8:30 to bring the representative in quickly. I've got 4 minutes, but let me just speak on something that
Is that Sandy? So we'll soon come on. We have power problem at the moment, so we'll soon come on.
Can't volume up.
I did, but it's talking about here again.
You're gonna get finished.
Are you there?
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not.
Yeah, thank you, George. Thanks for letting me know because I was wondering if the problem
Yeah.
emanated from my end, and but thanks for keeping me in the loop. Yeah,
Okay, sir. Okay.
it is understandable. That's what we are currently dealing with, right? It is
Yeah,
understandable.
yeah,
Who you're talking about?
it is a problem.
Joe Moruba.
Yeah.
He's the infrastructure advisor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
We have another remember.
Yeah.
So, welcome back to the nighttime heat. We sincerely apologize for the breaking transmission. LEC is becoming a problem nowadays. It's becoming like a flash in the pan. They come 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, they go back off. They need to do some improvement at that place. And then Edwin is working there. I don't know what's happening.
This is not an exaggeration, my major.
It's not exaggeration. Ask Moses the other day I was home. And I was about to press. So the current just came. As soon as I took my trouser, it went back off. Moses started laughing at me. So that's just LEC, my man. But anyway, welcome to the program. We wanted to share the show tonight. It promises to be very, very interesting. We do have interesting topics tonight. First, we'll be treating the issue about the County and Development Fund, and of course, a representative from the House of from the lower house is here with us. You're going to tell us. We are hearing about some lawsuit in the offing. We're going to talk about that as well. And of course, I know you heard the Chief Justice today. He broke silence on Prophet Key's appearance tomorrow at 3:00. We'll talk about that. We have the recording, the voice of the Chief Justice when he broke silence. Also, the President Borka has appointed J. Browning Samokai, the former Minister of Defense, to chair the board. What kind of board? A board to oversee the management of the 285 F moving equipment. Do we need a board for that? We'll have the Public Works and the GSA. But we're going to talk about that tonight. Former president, we have visited the Faith in Life Ministries, and of course he spoke there. We got a video. We're going to analyze what he was really talking about. We're trying to figure out what the message he was sending forth. And then finally, if time permits, is centrist Kano Bagbala, presidential appointment at Payback. We'll talk about that before the show can close tonight. So let's welcome Representative Small Moll to talk about basically our first discussion point. Rep, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Sober. And would like to say good evening to everyone, including your panelists.
Okay, so you are here for 45 minutes. 9:15, we should be allowing you to go. But first, what is the concern on Capitol Hill? If we can hear from you, because I'm sure you've been also in discussions, been in sessions concerning the whole county development and social county development fund and social development fund. First, give us an idea. What are those funds?
All right. The county development fund is the allotment placed aside by the national government to support the local government, especially those district and communities that I deem necessary. Then the social development having to do with concessions, revenue intake from our rental building and other things that help to support the process of governance under the local government. So our thing is I would not like to speak for the other county because I'm not the one from their county, but I would like to specifically speak about Mosserado County where we have the Hulubalu. First of all, before speaking, because I am a partisan of the United Party, and I know very well that the Constitution.
You crossed over recently, or
you should know that.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, recently crossed over.
Yeah,
December
I did.
6th.
Yeah, December 6th.
Oh, December 6th. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a full-fledged member.
Yeah, you're right.
Crossover from where?
From the All Liberal Party to the United Party.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So
Is that a regional politics? Did you cross over because you come from the county, local county?
No, I'm just
asking.
So, let's
People want
focus
to
on why,
know
because
also
I
why you
don't want
cross
to eat my time because we even have a debate between the superintendent and myself tomorrow at True FM at 9:00. But Article 17 of the Constitution says that I have the right to associate. So being a member of the United Party, I'm proud to be a member of that party. But then Article 1 of the same Constitution, which is the beginning, the embryonic stage of the Constitution, says that all power is inherent in the people. And all free government is instituted for the benefit of the people.
Okay.
So under the line benefit, when I underline that word, it shows that we should at all time make sure what we are doing should be in the interest of the people. Then when you look at Article 15, C of the Constitution, Article 15 talk about there is no limitation as it relates to information for our people from government. So government is to give information to the people that fall under accountability. So when you see Article 7, Article 42, Article 61, all talk about accountability and transparency for good governance. My issue over the time have been the allotment for the county development fund. 2024, the budget, there was an allotment of 186,000 United States dollars for the county development fund. 2025, additional 186,000 allotment for the county development fund, giving you a total of 372,000 United States dollars. Then the social development fund, there is the local that came from Firestone in the total amount of 77,000 United States dollars. So when you add that together, we have 449,000 United States dollars. Remember now, we are talking about 2 years here, just 2 years. One thing is, if there is nothing vivid to show us the people of Mosserado what they did, the spending process, what can we rely on as a county? Those structure that we will see, I'm not seeing anything. What I heard 2024 was the social development fund 77,000 that was used to buy a bus and keke. And from my end, in the same local government act, section 3 down to section 4 gave you the clear cut on how to use the money. There it said community-based project. That's the money. That's the allotment from the president, from the government. but the money was used administratively for the county office. And here's the thing: there is a budget placed aside for the county, the office. Then you have development money in turn was used for that purpose. But I think it's wrong. It's not in the interest of our county. So my issue is 449,000. If you multiply all of those money expected from the government, we will be talking in 6 years. We'll be talking about $1.6 million. So should we sit as the people of Montserrado and just see the superintendent, the county council telling us that we have a boss? And trust me, in 6 years' time, there will be no boss. There will be no keke. There we have nothing to show. His argument has been over the time, the money is too little, it cannot do much. But then under 4.2, 4.3 of the Local Government Act, it specifies how you're going about it. It says that project selection should be on a priority basis. So if you have 17 districts, you are not going to look at the 17 districts in total. You cannot, because the amount is small. So what you do, you look for issues that govern the emergency issue that govern the district. So you deal with the district one at a time, or you take a specific issue that you can underline and take care of. Let's take, for example, I introduced the issue of the rehabilitation center to Bentor. Can we develop something at Bentor where when our young people take drugs, when we try to cleanse them, we can send them to Bentor? I tell you, I've been on the radio here saying that, right? They rejected that for BOSS. We had issue of flooding in all of the district. Can we use this money in Montserrado to take care of all of the drainages so that the issue of flooding can minimize, we can mitigate it? No one ever listened to that, right? So, and they use the money. The clerk is that the money was used. And his tendency is that Montserrado, we have APM terminal, you have Esalameta in Buchanan supporting the other county, and you have Montserrado. He lacks the understanding of public policy. The way public policy works as it relates to government, it works with the central government, it works along with local. So central and local government work together. Under the central government, you have Montserrado. Montserrado is the headquarters for the central government. This is what all the happening going on. So when you tell me that because the money in the budget is less for Montserrado and the other county is more, then government should put more money into the budget. I'm saying no to that. We need not to put more money into the budget for Montserrado because they are doing the overhead bridge. Are they doing overhead bridge in Buchanan? No. Are they doing it in Maganta? No. It's in Montserrado. All of the road that they are facing, you have public work here. Montserrado benefit a lot for central government. And here is the headquarters for central government. So what we are saying, for all of the other county, they can work. What you have, the little you have, is accountability. Those standard, you have the PFM standard. You cannot bypass the PFM standard. So what we say that if you want to do things the right way, go along with the public financial management standard that we can see those work. You have to report to us on a daily basis or a yearly basis, annually, so that the lawmaker can have access to those reports. We could take the report back during our annual message and say this is what happened with the county development fund. Remember now, we have the confusion of the constitution to that of the act. In 2.2E, 2.2F, it gave the power, the approving power to the county council and not the lawmaker. That's one portion of our oversight. It was taken away from us. And it's in the constitution, Article 34, D, down E and I. You will see it within the constitution that the approving power is with the lawmaker, but it was given to them. That's one aspect of it. And you have it. You still complain that the lawmaker are not putting money in the budget for you. So who is to put money in the budget when you have the approving power? The county council. You are the one to put your money in the budget and report it, right? If you send garbage, you receive garbage out. So if you place garbage in, you put less money in, you receive less money. We have nothing to do with whatsoever. Our oversight responsibility is that when you bring it, we scrutinize it. When it's fit, we approve it. The final approval. So Our thing is that we want the superintendent to make a full comprehensive report on money spent on behalf of Moserado, so that the people of Moserado can know if there are any issue, we can checkmate those issues now before it's too late. Because when the 6 years pass, when you have nothing to show, our people suffer. The past 6 years that came, it went through and it was nothing to show. Again, we are in another 6 years. And as a lawmaker, I'm the financial secretary of the caucus. I resigned as a financial secretary of the caucus 2 weeks ago because I saw a high playing field of corruption. And again, as the quote-unquote slogan goes, no business as usual, we should make and maintain that identical slogan that no business as usual. Anyone doing that, we should put an end to it. Yeah, thank you.
Now, let me ask you, for my colleagues to come in. This is a perennial problem, Mr. Representative. I heard you talking about this over and over again.
You're right.
What's going to happen now? Because you want the superintendent to report on the usage of whatever he received. Now, that's not happening. We've gone 2 years. How are you going to press for this to happen?
So according to section 4.36 down to 4.38 of the Local Government Act 2018, there's a portion that I'm going to go along with. Just today, I said that we're going to go to court on Friday, but we're not going to court on Friday. On Thursday, we already did the first letter. It will be introduced on the floor, calling for the attention of the superintendent, the internal affairs minister, to assemble them that we should sit and discuss those issues, that all other superintendents should come along with their financial report. If we cannot get any hay and tail from there, because the thing is, under the 3.6 and 3.8, we have the right as lawmaker to put in for an audit to plenary. So my next option would be to put in for an audit, GSC audit, right? With the superintendent and the county council of Moserado County. There should be an audit. If our house refused that to permit the process of an audit, the next option will be to go to court, the Supreme Court. Yeah.
Can you be specific and exact as to how much do you want the superintendent to account for?
Superintendent should account for the $449,000 United States dollars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Edwin, is that Jim?
Yeah, so let me just tell you, Honorable, the superintendent falls directly under the executive government.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know when you guys were making the law, what inform your decision that the superintendent should report to you guys rather than you reporting to the minister of the local government, which was Ministry of Internal Affairs.
You're right.
And then onward he report to you, because your oversight should be at the general level, not at the, at just the lower level, because these superintendents also they report directly to the minister proper, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So under good governance, you have the COCO that work directly with the county council to that of the superintendent. And being the financial on the caucus, the duty of the superintendent is to make sure he gives a copy of his report. So if you report to the quote-unquote Minister of Internal Affairs, it's outlined in 4.36 that you should also report to the Ministry of Finance. So if you can report to the Ministry of Finance, it's still form part of executive.
Mm-hmm.
So you have an oversight. Our oversight is to make sure you are doing the right thing. So if other entity can report directly to us on a quarterly basis, what's so much about the Ministry of Internal Affairs along with their code of officer? So we are asking them, it could be through the Minister of Internal Affairs. We call him Sarah Stein. Up to today, no report. Not just in the Moserado County. You have Grand Gide. You have other county that into the same thing. We are asking the Minister of Internal Affairs. He's one part of it. So in our letter to plenary, we are requesting the presence of the minister along with all of his deputies, the superintendent.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Then my follow-up would be, are you guys invited at the county sitting, or are you part of the county sitting as caucus of the county?
That nomenclature has changed. County sitting is no more county sitting.
Okay.
County sitting is where you have the district development council meeting together to come up with a specific decision.
Okay.
So what happened is that you have a group of people we call the county council. You have 9 members. You have 2 elder, 2 youth, 2 women, the civil society group, the disabled. They all come together. So you have a county council now. It is the county council that decides, right? And my issue, because when you talk about local government, it should be somehow grassroots related, oriented, where you have the people making decision from the very community, very district making decision. But now decision making is now with the people. Unilaterally, one man just sit and decide. And sooner or later, you will soon hear the county council coming up, right? They are coming up with some grievances. Sooner or later, we get to that. So for one man to decide the fate of the entire Montserrado County, we are saying no to that. You cannot come up unilaterally and say you're going to buy a bus or you're going to buy keke. Keke will not benefit the people of Montserrado at no point in time.
Yeah. Okay, so viewers and listeners who are, you are listening to the Nighttime Heat tonight. Our guest here is Montserrado County Representative Smo Morba. We want to share the show tonight so that your friends, your relatives, and loved ones can also follow what's happening tonight on the Nighttime Heat. You can share the show. We are streaming live on Prime FM or Rover 105.5 and also streaming live on our YouTube and our Facebook channel. Dave.
So, as the financial secretary,
Right.
I understand you will resign, right?
Ex-financial
You're a
secretary.
former financial secretary.
You're
That
right.
means you were an integral part of the caucus.
You're right.
And what I didn't know about financial secretaries, that they're part of the signatories to whatever money is belonging to an organization
You're right.
or a group or a country.
You're right.
You're a financial secretary.
You're right.
And if you say you resign at the time you are calling for accountability, then risk is concerned. How come you resigning? Because you were the financial secretary. If there's any audit, you too must be audited because you are financial secretary. I guess you were a signatory to the account.
No, I'm not
You
a signatory
were-
to the account. You have the local government act. No lawmaker partake in the process of
In the
spending.
process, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not part of it.
So who all have
So
access?
financial secretary by the word of mouth.
Okay.
Just talk. Financial
Okay,
secretary.
okay, you're just
Yeah.
a nominal position.
You're right.
A nominal position.
You're right. You're right.
Okay, so my other question is that, since the county development funds were introduced by Madam Sirleaf, some of the reports we've heard in the public and published in newspapers, we heard on radio that most of you lawmakers were pursuing the funds, in fact, interfering into how those money should be spent. Who decides what should be done with the money as far as the caucus is concerned?
All right. So we have to look at it from different perspective. Then it was the 54th. During the 54th, the 53rd.
And besides that, before
held
I beg you, before you proceed.
All right.
And another thing, resigning as a financial secretary because you saw a problem, that suggests your that shows your weakness.
It better. I'm outside solving the problem. So the issue of not solving the problem is not the thing. I'm here solving the problem. I'm the only lawmaker now, trying to raise the voice of her, trying to raise the bar on her, so that people out there can hear us and do the right thing. We also have other lawmakers that have issue with this entire process, right? But I took the challenge to come out to speak out loud, so that the soup can just have a check and look back and say, look, we need to stop this. We cannot continue with this. So the issue with quote unquote being the financial secretary, and I looking at the way things are going and say, look, let me resign to make sure I'm not, in the web, right? Because one thing is that in politics, people lie a lot. If you are a part of the process and nothing happening, it's good to be out of the way so that anything that will happen afterward, right? People can see that you are not part of it. And I smell something fishy, right? So I don't want to be part of that fishy thing that I'm spelling. So I thought it wise to leave the process. And I think it's in the interest of all of us from Montserrado that we can spot these things also, that people can listen. If Warren is your friend. You can advise Warren to do the right thing. As a young person, it's good to do the right thing so that the people of our county can benefit. Because if you refuse to do that, we are talking about 1.6 million here. Let me just throw some light on something. We just saw the 2026 approved budget. In the 2026 approved budget, 2024, they have the allotment there of 212, right? 212,000 United States dollars. Then we had 2025. It was an allotment of 414,000 United States dollars. Then you have the outturn. When we say outturn, is the fund of financial, let's say, spending, right? You're aware of that in financial management.
Financial performance.
Yeah, report, right?
Yeah.
So you have 414. If you have 414, and the information given us, he said 200,000 was given to them, but they gave him more than 400K. So if you have 400K just for your county office, if you can manage that, then are the people money you want to manage? So what become of the 400? You couldn't use that money to buy a bus. You couldn't use that money to buy other thing. But they thought it was to use our money. Like how? They use the money on county leave. How can you use the money on county leave?
So let me do a follow-up question. Yeah. So in spending, because I heard you say he unilaterally, that is, he single-handedly,
of course,
used the money to buy a bus, right?
Yeah, of course.
What does the law say as to how the money is spent? What does the law say?
So you have two set of money here. Mm-hmm. You have money for the office use, your office use as a county, and you have money that should be community-based project. So the money is for community-based project. So how can you come up with selection? Priority for community-based project is by getting down to the various community, getting their decision, what they want. They will send it over to you through their representative. We did that. We sent everything over to him. But as of today, he haven't carried on any project. He admitted just a few hours ago, he admitted it on Punch that he haven't carried on any project because the money is so less, right? But if you have less money, right? If you execute the mandate and implement project, then when the bigger one comes, the government will give you the chance to use the bigger one. He requested for $1 million. And we will want to give you $1 million if you cannot use the 186,000. We are saying no to that. And we'll remain on that to say no.
So he hasn't spent money, right? Is the money there? Saying he hasn't done it with anything. Is it there now?
I'm not worried about Brian Spookman. I say you ask Warren Brian.
Okay. Let's hear from you, George.
Probably I know when you say caucus, you're referring to Monserrato caucus.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Can you please specify which
Monserrato caucus?
Fine. So
the people from other county, Grand Bassa, they are doing extremely well. I'm talking about Monserrato County. That's the
now
issue.
Tell me, I'm not speaking about budgetary alignment through the Ministry of Internal Affairs to the county office. I'm not talking about that.
You're right.
I'm really talking about this, what they call social development fund, right?
Yes, social development fund.
So this social development fund, are you suggesting to us or to me that the provisions in the law to manage this particular money is weak? The fact that you hear crying, and not only you, other lawmakers too crying. The others say, Robert Member Briggs was here crying as well from Bong County. So can you speak to that?
Yeah, I'm one of the lawmakers that came out to say there are so many loopholes within the law. The local government is a good one, but you still have loopholes that we need to cover. Because there's a tendency that before then, lawmakers were all eating money, right? They were using the money in sometimes politically in their own interest to make sure that they win election, and they had a lot of unfinished projects based on government money. Then came the superintendent. They changed the law, right? Gave it a new taste and said the superintendent. Remember now, they are all human beings. Anything can happen, right? So if you take Satan today, you take one person and place it here. If you take Satan today and change him and put it in another garment, he still remains Satan. He will never change, right? So my issue is not to take money and put it in individual hand or put it in few people's hand to manage.
So what do you want it to do?
I want government, like the latest project, government should have an institution or a commission base where money can be allotted based on selected vendors. You go recognize your project, get the project, bring the project. The vendor through the bidding process will take the project, execute the project before payment, pre-finance. The vendor can pre-finance, then government go and monitor, evaluate the project, and pay per stages, right? It stop money from going in people's pocket. But if we continue this, we'll go for 100 years. Everybody want build house in Liberia, let me tell you. Everybody want Ragu car.
Now, before I go to Moses, what are you suspecting about the superintendent of Montreal?
My brother, he ate the money.
He ate the money.
Yeah, okay. If I was sitting from the president, I would tell the president. I'm a unit partisan. I will be friend with the president. He ate the money.
Okay, Moses, can you come in?
This is an outright allegation. Any shred of it.
I'm so strong on that.
Hello.
I'm so strong on that. There are issues that we can't discuss here, but I'm very strong on that.
Okay, Honorable.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, I'm a little bit confused because from the onset of this interview, you indicated or you stated that the County Development Fund payments from the Ministry of Finance payment has not been consistent for the last 2 years. And you even did the math, hypothetically, let's take out 500,000. And you said, if we do that for 3 years, we'll be talking about $1.5 million. I'm not quoting you directly, I'm just paraphrasing. So what are you telling us? Are you telling us that the ministry is not making the payment? That's the first question. Then the next question here is, do you understand the doctrine of the separation of powers in government? I'm asking you this question because county superintendents are not supervisees of lawmakers. The role of lawmakers is to make the laws, provide oversight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that county superintendents cannot coordinate, because the three branches of government do coordinate. They function independently, but they collaborate. So that is very important to be clear about that. But for you to tell us that you want to know decision regarding expenditure at the county level, how that money is used, and you want the superintendent to come and come to you as a lawmaker, when there is a structure in place, the ministry of, the ministry of local, the local government ministry or whatever.
Your internal affairs.
The minister of the county superintendent is amendable to the minister of internal affairs or local government. Do you understand that? Let me stop there.
Mr. Moses, yeah, let me just say this. Thank God you came out with quote unquote the word oversight. So on the policy, the word oversight gave room to the House of Representatives, the House of Legislature, to checkmate. That's the reason of separation of power, to checkmate the executive. That's our strength. So in order to checkmate the executive, our focus is on the Internal Affairs Minister. When we request, by right, there should be an annual report, quarterly report also from the Ministry of Internal Affairs or Good Governance. They should give us those reports, and we can have access to it. Within the report, it should be mentioned on how to go about the spending of county development fund and social development fund, because it's the people money. That's government put it. This is something that government put aside for the people. We cannot use it on our own. So the issue of oversight is with the minister. And when we have those reports from the minister, I will not be here to discuss the issue. Then you also make mention of the figure. Again, I repeat, if you put all of those figures together, 186 times 6 years, right? 77 times 6 years, it gave you the figure of $1.6 million. That identical money is so much that we cannot allow, we are creating checkpoint, allow someone to just eat it or unilaterally make decisions not in the interest of the people. So our oversight is to make sure those decisions are in the interest of our people. This is the reason I'm talking. I'm not talking to castigate this young man. I'm talking with the issue of the process, the local government process, to make sure that our people receive what is for them, and not for people to just play with it. That's the main thing.
That's why I was asking you.
Honorable, Judge, I beg you, my brother. Let me just follow up. Honorable, you accused the superintendent in the absence of evidence. You said the man ate the money. How can you prove that?
There are so many proofs to that. When you cannot get financial report, it means there is a fraud in the system. True to that, if you use someone's signature unknowingly, right, then you have fraud in the system. There's some foul play. I don't want to go delve in that, but I'm saying that we need to check what is going on in the interest of Montserrado County.
Okay, you can come up, George.
So I was specifically looking at the law. The law. I think the law is a conflict here. A certain portion of the law, this
Right.
law, this local government act when it comes to managing these social development funds. So what plan do you people have as lawmakers? Because we're hearing from some senators the same problem. And the Liberian people really, truthfully, I don't think they are in a position to twist the law in a way that lawmakers will come by and control the fund.
No, it's not about lawmaker controlling fund. I would not even support any lawmaker to control fund. They are still the same people, right?
Yeah.
They will not use the money the right way or in the intent of the people. So my thing is that with the loophole in the eye, all we want is that people should do the right thing, right? They should make sure the money there should go directly for the people and not for any other thing. So if you use the money, let's say for instance, you use the money, one of his argument is that this Gwinnett County he used 77,000 out of the 186,000 that was allotted for 2025, right? He received the money in December. He told me there is a recording that he received this money, he used 77,000 on county. How many games did you play that you will use 77,000 on? So if you use 77,000, granted, it's in the interest of Montserrado. Bring those documents. Let's see how you spend the money. If you bought a jersey, right, there should be a price for the jersey. If you did this thing, you bought football, there should be a price for the football. We need a total listing of expenditure. Let us know. If we are aware of those things, no need to be on the radio, right? But if you cannot tell all those things, we will always be on the radio to make sure that you do the right thing. Yeah.
Yes. So just to add up to Mr. Kennedy's questions.
Yeah.
I think one of the problems that I've seen so far, and like what he tried to say, is that you guys probably need to take that law, review it properly, and close all of the loopholes. Because
we already did that.
If the superintendent has this blanket authority that he can spend the county fund without any authorization, because the superintendent boss is the Minister of Internal Affairs. So if he has that blanket authority to spend county money, now you're saying that he's spending for county meat.
Yeah. But
right?
One minute, brother. You guys are looking at the authority. I'm not just looking at the authority.
No.
I'm looking on how, right? Because it's mentioned within the eye.
Because okay, so gentlemen, please let's see what we can talk to the superintendent of Montserrado County. We're trying to reach out to him, and finally, I'm sure he's on the line. Let's just reach out to him to just get a few words from him. Sub, welcome to the program. The nighttime heat. Oh, the Sub is off the line. We're hoping that he can call back.
Is he following?
Yeah, I think we told him about the program here. Maybe he'll call back. Yeah, you are in speech.
So I think his focus is quite different because he's like talking about authority, but in the law is in the law.
The Sub is back on. Yeah. Let's see what we can hear from the Sub quickly. Sub, welcome to the program, The Nighttime Heat.
Thank you, Saba. It's a pleasure joining your show.
A long time no see.
Yeah, my Saba ran away, but I'm glad that my Saba is still around Montserrado.
No, I'm around Montserrado.
I can still get in touch with my own big brother.
I know. All right, so Sub, let's try to hear from you. What is the issue regarding the county and social development funds? Some amounting to over 400,000, that you used and up to present, allegedly used. Up to present, you have not yet reported any or submitted any report to the legislature. What's happening?
And some of the most dangerous thing to do is to play on somebody's character in the
But
integrity.
in the meantime, let me just have it informed that we'll have Representative Smo Mulba on the program. He's listening to you as well, and he has been making some statement regarding that. So we sought to just get in touch so you can clarify. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, Saba is regrettable, but we have to accept it because we have people like that in our society that we have to work with, they have to move, we have to live with. But it's unfortunate that that somebody want to gain popularity for their constituent or maintain relevance for their constituent at the expense of someone else's character, integrity. And it's so bad. But we have no option but to live with it. You know, we got to live with it. I don't think that the Montserrat County issue has to be discussed by the superintendent just placing a call for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. That's why I requested if we can have a time to sit on the show.
Yes, you will have time. Rest assured.
And provide some information, you know, pertaining to what the state of Montserrat County is, what are the constraints we are going through, what are some of the things that we need to let our people know, you know, so that we all can sit around the table and move forward with how we can identify the means to have the address.
Okay, rest assured.
I am getting so sick and tired, you know, responding to a lawmaker who does not want to take his time to understand what his county is going through and so concerned about his district. You know, when you so concerned about your district, then you're looking at elections. When you're concerned about the county, then you're looking at development and improving livelihoods of the people of the Montserrat County. I am not the superintendent of the district. I'm the superintendent of the county. So when I want to discuss issue, I want to discuss the county and not a district that you might have a lawmaker. You know, who just after how they can please some of the citizens, but who might not understand or have what the constraints that the county is going through.
But let me ask you first: is it true that you actually consumed the monies placed in the budget for the county development funds as the county development funds?
I think we have to take our time, and I always advise your guest who's the lawmaker to take his time to read the local government act with comprehension. You don't have to agree with the provisions of the act. You have to live by it. I am the superintendent of Montserrat, and I work in the executive branch of government. My responsibility is to enforce the laws being enacted by the legislature. If a legislator who wasn't a member of the House at the time that the law was passed and has some issues with the provisions of the law, that is not me to deal with it. What I have to deal with is to enforce the law as it is or as we have them. And that's where your guest falls short. So if your guest have issue with some provisions of the law, is his issue to write for it is issue to place a bill on the floor of the legislature for review or amendment. But for you to expect me to join you to disrespect the law because you have reservation with the law, Mr. Lawmaker, get me out of your that act of disrespect the law.
So the question I ask: is it true that you consume? Because I'm sure that's the impression or the picture that we are getting from the lawmaker. Is it true that you consume the over $400,000 that were given for the county?
It's absolutely misinformation. It speaks of the ignorance of the lawmaker in that your studio, who does not understand anything about how the country works, who are not taking his time to follow and understand how the country works, who really doesn't care to even understand how the country works.
Ask you a question. Don't insult the lawmaker. Ask you answer.
So you play with math or with numbers. 400,000, almost $1 million of a country's budget that is superintendent will just dance in. It dance in a country that has 19 lawmakers. We have Darius J-Lo, you have Inas, you have Ruki Barry, you have all the lawmakers. And I'm just dancing and playing with 400 million.
You can call all the lawmakers, they will tell you the same thing.
400,000.
They start lying to you. They call all the lawmakers. Call Inas, and they will tell you the same thing.
You have to rethink. You know the man showmanship. You know the man showmanship.
So let me ask you, since that it's not possible for you to dance in it, what is it that you have to report it?
we have reported. We spend we are getting 2 set of county development fund. We got a county development fund in 2004. That's 2024.
How much the
I mean.
amount?
And that particular guest of yours was part of all the conversation we have with the caucus on the expansion of the 2024 CDF. We got the 2025 CDF in December of last month, of last year. My brother, if the government should have given me
What's the
money
amount?
for last year, and they gave me in December, it means I've just started implementing what were approved as a budget with that money.
Did you use anything for the county league?
I did. I did. And I have to tell you that the lawmaker still have to ask the lawmaker what was his contribution to the county meet.
So
Okay, so one of my panelists
I
wants to
also
How
basically,
much you for the
I
county
come
league?
into George.
Yes, go
yeah.
ahead.
So we just budget. In that budget, we got a lot of money for the county meet, for the county development fund. That lawmaker sits in studio and sit all around Moreover and says on the radio or other places that the superintendents are supposed to be backing around to support the county meet.
Honorable Soup, I defy that. I defy that for the budget. I understand the budget very well. And I understand the act very well. I defy that.
I think so. I will be able to respond to your issue if you can control your guest over seriousness.
I'm
Okay,
controlling.
Can I
please,
ask
Reb, please, Reb, let the man go ahead. Let the man
It's
learn.
over serious. Can you imagine you have a whole show? I'm just giving 2-3 minutes to make a call. Is that over serious that I? That show
Leave
is
that talk, but yeah, go
over
ahead.
seriousness. You have to be
You're saying the wrong thing, so I'm trying to correct you. That's all.
All right, please.
You have to control it over
Reb,
seriousness.
please, let the man learn.
So
Yeah.
comment on that show. I'll talk about it. I'm not going to get involved with that young man. He's very over serious.
So,
there's
Mr. Superintendent, can I ask you a
Okay,
question?
all right, so we'll play the program for you. I think he's gone off. He's gone off. Reb,
No, I'll run away.
why you couldn't get
No, always run away.
Wait,
He's saying the
Alex,
wrong
put
thing.
it
He's
on
not
there.
being genuine. That's the thing. And he said something. Let me just correct it quickly. He made mention of gaining popularity. First of all, I'm not. If I wanted popularity, I'll be a movie star. I'll be doing music. But I'm not a movie star. So when it comes to the district, I won the election. I'm not even worried about 2029. When 2029 come, trust me, we will go through it.
You said you are more concerned about your district than the county.
When I came here, did I mention District 3? No. All of my advocacy have been on Montserrat County. You cannot misuse money. I told you, say he used the money, used part of the money, 77K for the county league. How will you go unilaterally making decisions to use people money for county league? You should have discussion.
do you
Right?
have flooding issue in your district, District 3?
Frauding issue.
Flooding issue.
Yeah.
Flooding.
So
Yeah.
so you made mention that the money or part of the money should have been used for flooding. Have you ever made this suggestion?
We did that. I have water issue. We sent those project in. We needed maybe one reservoir could help the entire community. We even the flooding issue. We even sent people in. They got rejected. And we went in the speaker office. We sat down to convince the young man, all lawmaker. He said no.
Okay, finally, you're about to leave.
So not just superintendent.
Yes, sir.
Call the caucus chair. And when you call Reverend Ina, and when you call the lady, Presida Koposh, because she's the core, right? Call other lawmaker and listen to them. From
Moses, coming quickly because the lawmaker will have to go. It's 9:15.
Yeah,
Come
look, honestly, I just want to say that I beg to differ with the lawmaker because what I'm sensing, and he says that repetitively, is that we have legislators that want to micromanage county superintendents. And in keeping with the laws of the country, county superintendents are administrators. They are representatives of the executive branch of government.
we won't report.
They
Not to manage.
run
We
the
won't
affairs.
report.
Yeah, Honorable. They run the affairs. So if a lawmaker is saying, where are the report? Look, Honorable, where do you go? You summon the Minister of Internal Affairs. You don't expect the county superintendent to come and tell you, say, oh, the county is going to play football game here, and I need your approval for me to spend $10,000. No, absolutely not. This man is not amenable to you. He works for the executive branch of government. He can collaborate with you. He can collaborate with lawmakers. But for you guys to try to micromanage that, I think it's absolutely wrong.
When the guy is not, when the young man is not in line with the law, the local government should be liable. What's the oversight about?
So, Honorable, so procedurally, how is the county development? What channel does it pass through to, in terms of expenditure, in terms of spending it? What procedure does the law talk about?
They should have
the county development.
They should have a bidding process.
Okay, bidding process.
Yeah, and whether you have gone through those bidding process, it should be made known. You cannot keep information from the public. What Moses is not getting, I'm not after how he spent. I'm not after the management, right? My oversight is to make sure we have report. I'm from a district number 3. The people of district number 3 want to know what happened with the county development fund. The news around here, they said the lawmaker ate the money, right? And the lawmaker are not responsible for the amount. So what we need is a comprehensive report from the superintendent. We can have this report to show to our people, this is what happened, this is what he did. And in line, we can also back him. But if you keep the report to yourself and you cannot share the report because you are afraid to share the report.
So you think, Honorable, it's sufficient that the fact that he has reneged in terms of making his report available, you think that's enough to conclude that he has squandered the money? You think that's enough, that the fact that he's
2024, there was an allotment of 186. 186. Majority of this 186 were used directly on county league. How many games they played? Just 3 games. The money were out. So even if I have a football team, the Great Lone Star will not use 186,000 in 3 days. You cannot do that to the people of Montserrat. This is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to tarnish his reputation. What I'm saying is that we need to do the right thing, so that the remaining money to reach the 1.6 million, we can do something better for Montserrat County. If we cannot do that, trust me, we will end up with Montserrat having nothing.
Okay, so Rep, we have to take leave of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We hope to have maybe the superintendent anytime when he agrees also to come, because
including Reverend Enos. You can call Enos on your show.
We'll have Enos on the show.
Get the view from everywhere.
Well. We really appreciate your time. We're hoping that your advocacy can really yield the desired results.
But we need a strong unity party. A unity party that is transparent.
Right, unity party to the people.
When you do the wrong thing, we'll spotlight you out.
Okay, let's try to take a break quickly and we'll come back. Let's try to take a break quickly and come back. Okay, so welcome back to the program. That's the Nighttime Heat, rated on Prime FM 105.5. Want to share the show so that your friends, your relatives, and loved ones can also follow on what's happening tonight. Gentlemen, let's just do in a minute. Let's go around the table to hear from all of you your takeaway. Tabo, let's hear from you.
Yeah, my takeaway is that the representative was 100% certain that the superintendent squandered or ate the money. Nothing that was unfair. Unfair in the sense that not making the report or the delay of his report is insufficient to determine whether he squandered the money or not. So as far as I'm concerned, the spending of the social or county development fund is participatory. Decision making in terms of spending our money participatory. That is, the constituents must be part of that decision making process. The caucus should also be part of that decision making process. So if he says, Wildwood Bryan, as superintendent of Montserrat County, unilaterally spend the money on the most Rada County team and other things without, the say of other members of the caucus or the county people, then I think that is insufficient to determine whether the man ate the money or not.
Okay.
But he was very, very, sure, as if he saw the man, he saw documents, he handled documents to prove to him that the man ate the money or squandered the money.
Okay.
I think that was unfair to him.
I think what I basically listened to, see there's some, Moses rightly said, some issue of the separation of power here. There has been this old age thing where money were allocated in the national budget for district development funds, and at one point in time that money was moved to LIS. And because the reason for that was that the function of the legislature is not to get involved with the implementation of project. That is with the executives. Now, what I see here is that monies are coming into the system, and the superintendent is having, control over it, and is creating some kind of a discontent between lawmakers and the superintendents or so. But again, I think the honorable made some salient points, and like we said to him, we think the best way to do it is maybe again look at the law, and identify all of the loopholes, because you cannot give a superintendent a blanket card to say, well, you are the superintendent, you sit over the county, so you can decide what to spend money. Like he said, this superintendent said he spent $77,000 for the county meet. Who authorized him to do that?
Okay, that's what we did, George.
Yes, and the law tried to be a little bit balanced when it says when it calls for county council, the composition of the county council that he described. But what are some of these people can be so poor to the extent that the person, the chair who presiding, will tell them anything to go by it. That's another issue. The intent of the law may be good. Sometimes they need to look at the strength of the law in the sense that will be further strengthened. But where I disagree with him when he uprightly said, "Oh, the superintendent ate the money."
Okay.
I think that was without getting.
You was very
that's speculation.
Okay, let's hear from you, Moses. Your takeaway.
Well, what the lawmaker did tonight is something that we have seen with most of our lawmakers who erroneously believe that local officials are subservient to them. They should make the decision for every step in the county. The lawmakers or the local officials need to run to them. Oh, honorable, we need chairs and I need your approval. Or honorable, we need water, I need your approval. Of course, it doesn't go that way. Local officials are amenable to the Minister of Local Government. If you have a problem with how the country is being a minister, go to the Minister of Local Government. It's a look. Based on our oversight, we have concern about what is happening in our country. You can summon the minister. The minister can bring you all the reports that you need. But the interferences from our lawmakers, that is an age-old problem. Every little step they want to decide how things go. Don't get me wrong. It is not bad to be involved in the process. I'm not saying that there should be no collaboration. No, I'm simply saying that our local officials should be treated with some degree of respect. And what the honorable did tonight, to accuse this man in the absence of evidence and say the man ate the money, I think that's unfortunate, honestly.
Okay, so gentlemen, the superintendent has finally agreed to be our guest tomorrow at 8:30 to 9:45, 45 minutes, at 9:15 rather, 45 minutes to come and share his thought on some of the allegations, some of the issues been spoken. So he and I have been going back and forth with the with messages and he finally agreed to be here tomorrow. But let's try to transition quickly. Gentlemen, we heard the Chief Justice today, I think, at some functions in Luffolk County. He spoke and broke silence on the issue of Prophet Key. I want us to take a listen and do our own analysis, especially on the if of Prophet Key's appearance tomorrow at before the full bench of the National Legislature. Let's play that tape quickly.
The Constitution of Liberia gives freedom of speech, freedom of expression for all our citizens. And the Supreme Court of Liberia guards that freedom very, very well. The same Constitution also gives the Supreme Court of Liberia that we interpret the Constitution and laws of Liberia. Whatever it says is the final. The recent they attack on the Supreme Court, specifically on the Chief Justice, and even the mother of the Chief Justice. The Supreme Court tells that it is an autonomous to cite Prophet Key to show call opinion why it cannot be held in contempt for delaying the court. And outright abusing the mother of the sitting Chief Justice. Prophet Key will be given due process in court. He will appear with a lawyer tomorrow. He will tell the court to give a good sufficient reason why he should not be held. And law requires that he appear to answer. If you give sufficient reason, you will walk away and do nothing has happened. So we are not charged because of being innocent. It is not true by the but if you want to be able to have your content, you must be given your thing. You must be called your distracted, give an opportunity to answer. That's the process we are going through. Other people say why you start here not happy. In the past, maybe he has insulted other people, but he has not insulted the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court will not go look for case. Nobody are brought to the attention of the court. But now that the court is a very attack, the people are law and the right to defend itself. So we are saying, I ask for law to defend us. But when the law says it, and when the court is very attack, you ask for a lawyer to try and defend you. So our lawyer and his lawyer will be able to tackle the law. That's all we're trying to do. So please already that the Supreme Court of Liberia had not anybody or Prophet Key in contempt. All the court is trying to do is you are reading for what you are doing, how you are reading. Or is there a limit to the freedom of expression? Or can anybody under the freedom of expression cause another person mother is not part of the freedom of expression? All the court is trying to explain. And that's the duty given to the court. That's all we're trying to do.
Okay, so gentlemen, that's the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. You heard him there speaking, but there's a breaking news that the Congress of Democratic Change, CDC, will talk about that after the whole Supreme Court stuff has expelled 3 of its members, Senator Zoe Pennon, Representative Samson Weah, and Councilor Kanyo Bala, calling them dissident collaborators. So we're going to talk about that later on after the Chief Justice issue. So let's hear from you. You, a student of law, you heard as Chief Justice. He clarified that the Supreme Court didn't hold or has not held Prophet Key in contempt. Rather, he's being called to explain basically what he has said, to provide some justification. So he'll be given his due process. He has to go there with his lawyer, and the court's lawyer will now discuss the issue. Just try to give us some education.
So the issue of due process is fundamental in our constitution, and like the Chief Justice clearly said, Prophet Key cannot be outside of the court and then he's be charged with contempt of court. Now, the process is that whenever the Supreme Court comes on an attack with the intent to bring the court to public disrepute, the court has the constitutional authority to invite whoever makes it such a statement to come and give reasons why you made such a statement. And then going there, you're not going there alone because they know that you are not a legal mind, so you'll be asked to come with a legal representation to give reasons why you should not be held in contempt for what you have said. And if the reason does not suffices, if there's no constitutional backing to your utterances, if it was just meant to bring the Supreme Court and the judiciary to public disrepute, they have that authority to charge you for contempt. And the punishment can range from imprisonment, they can range, from finding you, and you go and pay the money into the public cover. But like he clearly said, he's not been invited because he insulted his mother or so, but he made remarks that has the propensity to bring the court itself to public disrepute. And the framework of our law were actually very, very, there's a feedback here. The framework of our constitution were very, very cognizant of the fact that there will be time where these two branches of the government, because the executive has the execution power, they have the policing power, they have the police, the court doesn't have it, the legislature doesn't have it. So they gave them something called contempt power. So it is only that two branches of government that have that particular constitutional article within the law that says that they can hold you in contempt based on certain act that you've probably have done to bring those bodies into public.
Now, let's hear from you, George. Do you think this whole matter, although he also indicated that, that Prophet Key also went beyond, the Supreme Court. He went as far as insulting the mother of the Chief Justice. Do you think this matter will only be restricted to the Supreme Court? Don't you think the Chief Justice will want to go further, especially where Prophet Key has crossed the line? Let's hear from you.
I don't think it's the Chief Justice anymore. I think it's the entire court.
The entire bench, yes.
So Article 15, you and I studied media law and ethics. We were told in classrooms during our studies that you have the right to your freedom of speech, but you are equally responsible for any injury that your freedom of speech may cause to another person. So the Constitution provides for freedom of speech. It doesn't mean that you should just go about just saying or anything that you want to say. Suppose I can say anything. Anything you say must have proof. Okay, that's why we learn in journalism. You must be able to prove it, and that's why the Chief Justice is saying let him come and prove what he said about the court and even about himself. So it's like the court will be represented by a lawyer, while he will be represented by a lawyer. And mind you, if he doesn't carry a lawyer, the court will give him one lawyer. Right? That's what the law says. And, so they got public defenders.
Okay, let me hold you there. Dave, to what extent do you think this whole Prophet Key allegation against the Supreme Court has brought the court to public disrepute? To what extent do you think that the Supreme Court or the Chief Justice is taking this very, very, seriously?
I wanted to take a different route because the student lawyer has spoken. But first of all, you're talking about the High Court here, the bench of the High Court, and somebody disparagingly talking about them in public. I mean, then something must happen, and I don't think that if you cannot besmear the image of the high court of the land and expect to go scot-free. But where I wanted to go is that, look, I don't know how sophisticated our courts are. This is a guy who passes around, insults women, insult anybody he wants to insult. Then the question is he psychologically outright? Do we have the sophistication to find out whether Prophet Key is suffering from insanity?
That's a good one.
Think of I think Moses. I think Moses
It
is.
has to be proven.
I think Moses is a specialist in the area. If I'm not mistaken, Moses coming maybe. So that's what my mind is running to. Is Prophet Key normal? Is he a normal person? The way he goes about insulting women. I don't know whether he has sisters or he had a mother or he has a mother. So I've been wondering whether this Prophet Key is psychologically upright. So I'm thinking about our court system. Do we have the sophistication to make sure whether the guy is not crazy or he's crazy?
Okay, you tried to.
That's been my. That's trying to sound Moses' area.
Yeah, I see. Now, Moses, if I've tried watching some videos of Prophet Key after the whole announcement of his appearance, and he came back without any fear. Without fear, attacking.
So is that person normal?
Let's hear from
that
you.
person needs to see a psychiatrist.
What's your take on that?
Well, this is laughable, but what we do in mental health,
Okay.
we do not diagnose somebody without seeing the person. The person has to be evaluated. Based on the outcome of the evaluation, then you can assign a diagnosis. Even though what this man does brings into question his state of mind, because it is unusual.
Yeah.
It is abnormal that you have a gentleman who takes pride publicly denigrating females, and you think that's normal. So talk about like other you guys, I have similar concern, but I cannot sit right now and say, well, this guy is mentally unstable.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, he has to be evaluated. But something quick I want to say. Let me make this disclaimer. I'm not a student of law. I do not claim to be one. I'm a media person. In keeping with the laws of Liberia, when we talk about free speech, take for example, if I refer to someone as being stupid, if I say this person is ugly, that's not enough for me to be charged legally. That can fall under free speech. But if I say something which has to do with obscenity, a comment which runs contrary to the community standard, take for example, either a comment or a behavior that runs contrary to community standard. Take for example, let me use myself, Moses Sandy, as an example. If my brother Edwin says Moses Sandy is impotent,
That's a
under the laws, under the laws, my brother Edwin will be held liable to demonstrate through medical evidence that Moses Sandy is impotent. And the law can go after Edwin for that. If I go and speak in a very negative way about someone's sexual life, like what Prophet Key does, he insults women, he calls them all the terrible names which I don't want to go into. Like in the case of this, the Supreme Court, in the case of Judy Andy, in the case of the Chief Justice, talking about his mother in such a demeaning way. That's obscenity. That violent society must stand up On that basis, I'm sure my brother Edwin and I can agree the law is not in the favor of Prophet Key. I think if he goes to that place tomorrow, he will have to demonstrate that what he said does not run contrary to the law. And maybe my brother Edwin can elaborate on that.
No, that's true. That's true.
Now, but gentlemen, Prophet Key doesn't appear to be afraid. With from what we've been hearing since the announcement of his appearance. Edwin, let me ask you this question: what do you think could happen tomorrow, especially with the anxiety and fearless way he's speaking?
Well, let me say this: until you go before the Supreme Court, and then you realize that you are in a different terrain, because even lawyers, even counselor at law, who are the echelon of the legal field, when they get before the court and you have those 5 justices sitting, that's where you know exactly that you are going to meet. That it shows that you're in a different terrain. So Prophet Key, I've never experienced that. So he doesn't understand what he's actually going to face tomorrow. He thinks it's a normal political thing, because I hear him talking about his fans should follow him and this and that. So look, those things doesn't work at the court. The court is a different setting by itself. And for contempt charges, even the executive cannot interfere. That's the authority solely given by those 2 branches of the government. And there's a reason why it is not just the Chief Justice sending for him. It is the entire bench of the Supreme Court. So you have all 5 justices sitting tomorrow and giving your lawyer back and forth questions. At the end of the day, I don't see Prophet Key walking out of this.
You sure of that?
I don't see him walking.
But then the Supreme the bench has to be very careful, because it'll be even more disgrace to jail a crazy man.
No, but no.
The
senator is a defense on our law. Now, the lawyers could go there and say, my client is insane. The court will say, okay, granted, your client is insane. We will subject your client to medical examination. Your client will be sent to JFK or to the J.E. Grant mental home. He will be assessed. And if it's proven that he's not mentally ill, that could even increase whatever punishment.
Okay, so gentlemen, let's play the video quickly of the I'm coming, Moses.
Okay, go ahead. No, I just wanted to provide this information.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
The city solicitor in the Monrovia City Court filed a case on behalf of the government of Liberia against Prophet Key and charged him criminally because he made certain statements on a podcast that me and he felt were insulting to her. It's in the affirmation on the arrest. So they charged him criminally for speech that he made. The part that I played in it was I called the city solicitor and I asked him, is it true that you have arrested Prophet Key on behalf of the government of Liberia and charged him criminally? He said, yes. I said, on what basis? He said, on the basis of a complaint filed by this lady who said that she was criminally insulted in his podcast. Then I asked, are you aware of the Table Mountain Declaration that Liberia signed, where Liberia decriminalized the criminalized speech? And are you also aware of the 2019 Camara Act, where we repealed all the penal code sections that has to do with criminal speech? He said, well, I aware of that, counselor, or show it to me. I said, okay, go and look at it. And if you see that speech of the kind that Prophet Key made has been decriminalized, that people cannot be arrested for it, then your best course of action.
Now, gentlemen, this has opened another dimension to this whole case. Now, you listen to Bushman Keita, and Bushman is the advisor, the legal advisor to the president. when Prophet Key was taken to court by Judy Andy and some women, this was the intervention that he made. As a result, Prophet Key was released, and surreptitiously he left the country. And Judy Andy's case died a natural death. Now, why do you think? Again, because what he did is similar to almost what he did to the Supreme Court. What he said to the Supreme Court. Why Bush now cannot, go to the Supreme Court let's hear from you, lawyer.
So there are two things involved here. You know, criminal matters are prosecuted by the state. Now, what I think the little mistake came in from the part of the former culture ambassador was going to the state to ask the state to prosecute Prophet Key on her behalf. Right? She could have even gone on a civil suit. He personally injured her by insulting her. So she could have gone to sue for damages of his utterances rather than going to the government. Because when you go to the government, you go in there with a criminal case.
But she went to court.
Right? She went to court, of course. But then, no, she was asking the state to prosecute Prophet Key on her behalf. Which, of course, I think that was where she slipped. Because if you're going to ask the state...
Granted she slipped.
Yeah.
But does it warrant for the legal advisor to the president to have cited all of those laws for which Prophet Key was released?
Well, that's where
because the reason why I'm trying to break in this, what Prophet Key did to Judy, it's almost similar to what he did to the Supreme Court. Now, all those other laws were cited by Bush Ben Keida, decriminalizing, and so what Prophet Key did, he could be released on what he said. The point is, why now can the legal advisor of the president go to the Supreme Court?
Make a similar intervention.
Thank you, to the Supreme Court.
So let me say this, right? The matter was between Prophet Key and Judy Angie, right? She's alleged that he insulted her. He said derogatory things about her. This other matter is Prophet Key and the Supreme Court. He's breaking the...
But he made derogatory remarks as well.
I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Don't escape this thing. The legal advisor also can drive to the Supreme Court and say, Supreme Court, there's no need to hold this man because free speech has been decriminalized, like he said.
Well, as a lawyer, he has the right to do that.
So how can he go there now?
No. He can choose to represent Prophet Key if he wants to, because in his opinion, there are laws that govern free speech. But what he did not state, that even the law has limitations. Like my brother Kennedy clearly said it. It has limitation. And if you go above that, then you have to now answer to...
Okay, let me hold you there. Moses, let's hear from you. We listened to the legal advisor to the president, Bush Ben Keida, when the issue of Judy Andy and Prophet Key came to the fore. He went to the chief justice, no, not the chief justice, but he went to the Solicitor General and said that Prophet Key should not be held because free speech has been decriminalized. So my question is, why can't he go to the Supreme Court? Because Prophet Key, what he did is similar to what he said about the Supreme Court. Moses, let's hear from you.
Look, let me agree with Edwin on this. Julie case is a civil matter. And if she went and asked the state to prosecute on her behalf, then that would be considered wrong because it is a civil matter. Prophet Key was not engaged in a criminal act which the state must prosecute. If she had gone as an individual, then it becomes a whole different thing. But this is what I would like to say quickly. Free speech does not cover hate messages, does not cover obscenity. Judy had a very good case. And this is where I disagree with the legal advisor. It is true that there was no need for Judy to go asking the state to prosecute, but for the legal advisor to tell us that what Prophet Key said about Judy Andy, making reference to her private part, that falls under free speech. That's absolutely wrong. That's obscenity. To talk about someone's private part, it violates societal what standard.
Yeah.
So Bushman Keita was wrong. Now, like you asked, okay, he did that to Julie Andy, and we said, okay, you know, that free speech. So again, I agree with you, Sober. The same man now should come out and go publicly. He said, oh Lord, the other time we said it was free speech. Chief Justice, with all due respect to you, this is free speech. You should go publicly and say it. Because if you don't do that, then the people say, what, you are cherry picking. Selective justice. Let me stop there, guys.
Now, gentlemen, yes, go ahead.
So that is where I tend to differ with you, Mr. Sandy, when you said Councillor Bushman Keita should now go to say the same to the Supreme Court. Councillor Bushman Keita is not the interpreter of the law to the Supreme Court. He's a lawyer for the president. And that's the same thing happening in the Speaker's case, when the Justice Minister, who happened to be the lawyer for the government, interpreted the law the way he thought. And the Supreme Court came and interpreted it the way it will be.
So at that time, he was a lawyer of the government or of Prophet Key.
Who? Bushman?
He was the lawyer of the president.
Of the president.
Legal advisor. And he left his office. No. Let's look at this. The man left his office from the mansion. What fish did he have to fry?
In that case.
Let's try to be careful in this country. What fish does he have to fry?
I mean,
No, I'm asking you, yeah.
I will answer.
In that case,
You're already debating it.
Prophet Key is a private citizen.
Yeah.
He insulted allegedly Judy Andy, who
Another
is another
private
private citizen.
So another thing, Kennedy, you're coming. Another thing is that the fact that at that time, Bushman Keita made that kind of intervention as the lawyer of the president. If Prophet Key, the thing he said to the Supreme Court, I know the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice
and the bench,
and members of the bench is the similar thing he said to Judy Andy, and the same law does not apply. The government will be proving its critics right that because Prophet Key supported the government during the elections.
So true.
So the government is now Prophet Key has turned the barrel of his gun to where the government wants to. If government sends Prophet Key to jail tomorrow because he said that the same thing said to Judy and then Bushman Keita intervened. If Bushman Keita does not intervene this time, then that would create an impression.
Where you guys missing it is
where are we missing it?
It's simple. Where you missing it is Bushman Keita's interview that I heard here, his statement. He said this is a civil matter. When government going to prosecute, it become criminal matter. This case is not a criminal matter. We don't want the state going to go prosecute this matter. Even before the Supreme Court, even his appearance tomorrow, it's not criminal, it's civil.
No, but I'm coming now. I'm coming.
Free speech.
Free speech.
That's what we underline.
That's
what we underline. Then why can't it be speech?
Why can't it be free speech now?
He was not the judge to quote Article 15 to interpret Article 15 of the Constitution, where the free speech, where your freedom of speech starts, where the limits. So he was speaking in terms of trying to avoid the government involvement in that case. That's why I'm not saying here.
So Slobo, there's a maxim in the law.
In that you are backing up Prophet Key. So for which Prophet Key left. So
he didn't go to the
Prophet Key. If you can leave the mansion,
nobody stop Judy Andy from going to court.
Yes, there's a maxim in the law that says that the court will not do for you what you don't do for yourself.
Yeah.
So if you go to the state to prosecute a civil matter, Once our case go to the court's going to throw it out.
We chunk it also.
All right. So irrespective of what Buju Ben said, if she have gone with a civil suit that this man defamed my character, he said he many things about me, and this is what it has cost me, the court would have prosecuted Prophet Key, and whatever damages that she may have occurred, the court may have asked Prophet Key to pay those damages or so. But because she went to the state to prosecute, and the state is only allowed to prosecute criminal matters, because all criminal matters are against the state.
Yes.
That is why I think.
Okay, so
I want to strongly believe that's.
Let's
where
try to
Buju Ben came
transition.
from,
Let's try to transition.
Part of those,
I don't come in.
I don't
Yeah.
buy into those things that he talks about.
Yes.
The
Come in, Moses. Come in.
Yeah, quickly, guys. This is what I would like to say. I'm sure we're all going to agree on this. I honestly believe that the interference from Buju Ben Keita was not necessary. Liberia has a Minister of Justice. Yeah, at that time. Liberia has a Minister of Justice. There was no need for the legal advisor to the president to take the phone and call the county solicitor. If the government had an issue with that, that should have come from what? The Minister of Justice or the Ministry of Justice. And say, hey, solicitor, that is not a criminal matter. Why are you going to prosecute this man? This man has done nothing that is considered felonious, because criminal matters against the state are felonious. So that's why there was no need for Buju Ben Keita. But Sam Buju Ben Keita mustered the courage at that time to interfere. I think it was just the right thing now.
Why did the Chief Justice, why did the Minister of Justice, why did he keep quiet at that time? Why didn't he say that Buju Ben stop usurping my phone?
Well, you know, my man, I think Edwin can answer that question there. Edwin,
What happened? It seems that we find ourselves as a country, as a people, we find ourselves in a circle. Things that happened before that all of us criticize, we condemn. That's similar things we are doing today. If Prophet Key, after insulting
a woman,
the legal advisor left the mansion. You know what it means to drive from the mansion to go to the Solicitor General office?
I'm in a form of intimidating the Solicitor General.
Let's try to transition. It's just problem, man. We're in a circle, man.
I disagree.
We are in a cycle. Okay, now, gentlemen, the latest news is that maybe we may likely go home on this one. The Congress for Democratic Change has expelled. I just drop it in our chat room. Let me go there to read. Has expelled 3 members of the CDC. Let me see what I can get this link open quickly. Okay, CDC expels 3 members over alleged disloyalty to party. The Congress for Democratic Change has announced the immediate expulsion of 3 senior members, accusing them of disloyalty and sustained action that violate the party's constitution and bylaws. Those expelled are Senator Zoe Imaria Peno, Councilor Kanu Bagbala, and Representative Samson Wea of Saro County, District 2. In a statement issued on Monday and signed by CDC National Chairman Anthony Janga Eko, the party said the decision follows nearly 18 months of conduct and considers damaging to the interest and integrity of the CDC. According to the statement, the expulsions are granted in violations of sections 38, section 38, 39, 41A, 42, 44, 45, 46, and 47 of the party's constitution. Section 47 outlines circumstances under which CDC membership may cease, including voluntary withdrawal, open declaration of allegiance to another political party, or expulsion endorsed by the party's National Executive Committee. The CDC accused the expelled individuals of using public platforms to criticize and denigrate the party while aligning themselves with the governing unity party, which the opposition CDC described as a government that has failed to uphold the principles of good governance. The CDC does not condone such actions. Okay, let me leave it at that, gentlemen. Moses, what's your takeaway? I'm trying to connect with one of the expelled members of the CDC and trying to connect with them. So, Moses, let's hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, but look, quickly, I just want to say this. The CDC as a political party has the right, to accept individuals who want to join, and the party also has the right to say, hey, we just can't do business with you. So on that, let's leave it at that. It falls within the legal domain. They can do that. But I want us to talk about Kanye a little bit. Kanye, a few months ago, in the latter part of
all right. So Moses, let me hold you there and speak with Representative Samson Weah, one of the men expelled from the CDC. I don't know whether he's quite aware. Representative Weah, welcome to the Nighttime Heat.
Well, Soba.
Yes, sir. Welcome. You are on the radio.
How's the evening, Soba?
I'm okay. You are on the radio. You've been expelled. You have been expelled by the CDC. Are you aware?
Well, Soba, I have very good relationship within the CDC. I have relationship that I respect, that I appreciate. But what I need to make clear is that I've been with the MPP before coming to politics. And the MPP, of course, was in a coalition with the CDC. So whether that decision is from the MPP or is being supported by the MPP, CDC.
Well, the NPP walk out of the.
Hello?
The NPP walk out of the coalition, right?
Hello?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, Soba.
Go ahead.
The Congress, because most time you say CDC, you might be referencing coalition, but the Congress, I have never been a member of the Congress. I have very good friends within the Congress. There's a very good relationship that we all enjoy, and I respect. Expulsion should be emanating from the MPP and not the Congress. And I have a very good relationship with the NPP, and I happen to be of the NPP Legislative Caucus. Hear that the Congress is expelling the current chair, the Legislative Caucus. Then I get lost.
So, hello?
I have a relationship that I value, that I cherish, that I respect. I would think that expulsion should be with.
The internet is bad.
It's a poor.
Hello?
Poor internet.
Sorry for tapping on my line.
There was somebody calling you.
Sorry, people keep tapping on my line.
I think that.
Okay, maybe you can call us direct. You can call us direct if you wish to. Yeah. Hello? Okay, all right. Maybe you can call direct. Okay. Yes. Who was in speech? Moses?
Oh.
I think Moses.
Moses, yeah.
Yes. So I was speaking. So this is what I would like to say. Honestly,
Kanye's appointment by President Bouaka is what you may call what? A payback.
No, we are not talking about his appointment, Moses. We are talking about the latest.
I spoke about that earlier and said the party has the right to expel. The party also has the right to accept membership. You know, anyone who wants to join there, the party can say, "Hey, we'll do business with you."
Okay, so let's hold you there. Let's hold you there. Somebody, let's hold you there. The next person coming with a view. We are not talking about the appointment yet. Dave, let's hear from you.
Well, I'm just wondering who is advising the CDC in terms of the kind of decisions. Why it is true that those who've been expelled are not indispensable to the party. The party is also not indispensable to them. And the other thing again is that the CDC, in terms of most of its influential people, they've left. The likes of Sir Joseph, the like of Thomas Fowler, and those who remain in the party to keep it afloat are also being expelled. So I don't know who is advising the CDC.
So you think that was a wrong decision?
They have a right. There's a party, the laws have been violated. They have, because the views of those who have expelled were leaning on the side of the ruling unity party, right? Maybe that's why they've been expelled. That's the CDC, but as far as I'm concerned, the
Representative,
CDC,
we are trying to call
the
back.
CDC is shooting itself a lot in the leg.
Let's take him. Representative, let's hear from you.
Yeah, so Saba, I think the communication, the letter is in error. If expulsion should be effected, it should directly affect your partisan, not your ally. I've had very close relationship, very good relationship with members of the Congress. I respect the standard bearer, I respect the leadership of the Congress, but I've always been a member of the National Patriotic Party, which they are all aware of. And I happen to be the chair for the National Patriotic Party Legislative Caucus. So if somebody will call me, or if there's the communication out there that is saying I've been expelled from the Congress, well, it's saddening. And I think that person needs to revisit that communication and have it edited. And that communication needs to be with Jones.
So in short, it's a mistaken identity.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the clarity we need to make. We respect the relationship. We respect all leadership within the Congress. We hail them for all of the exchanges we've had.
They're being repetitive. That is the same thing he said. So
I'm
another
not
time.
a member of the Congress. I'm a member of the National Patriotic Party.
Okay.
Currently the chair of the legislative caucus of the National Patriotic Party.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, thank you, Reb. Thank you. Really appreciate your time. Yes, Moses, you okay? Yeah, Dave, you were in speech.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying there. Yeah, man, he's quite correct. The fact that his party was in is it a merger? No, it wasn't a merger. It was in a collaboration with the CDC, and we understand the NPP has walked out of that collaboration. So those who followed the NPP to the CDC, they've gone back to for the NPP. Those and CDC people remain there. So if you are expelling or suspending somebody, it must be your registered member. So his clarification is that he's not a registered member of the CDC. So the CDC has no prerogative to suspend or expel him.
What I think CDC again has proven that they are not ready to muster the courage for the forward march of that party. And I say this because, like Dave said, you can't be pushing all of the influential people from the party, or because you think that they've started to do business with the government in power. Take, for example, Honorable Zoe Penner. Does he need CDC to win his
district,
his county? This is a legislator that have been in there for almost 20 years. So CDC need him if CDC wants to win Grand Jide. Is that kind of it is that kind of man that you want to expel from your party? It shows that there is this big leadership gap within the CDC itself. Because look, what you do in party politics, if you realize that influential guys are straying away, you try to find a way to bring them back on board. You don't push them out. You push away Sir Joseph, who is a kingsmaker in Montserrat. You push away Thomas Fala, who fought for you in Lofa County. He stood his ground. If CDC got serious vote from Lofa, it was because of Thomas Fala. The Grand Jide that CDC has won over and again, it is because of Zopena. All right, not to say the other people, Kanyo, all of these guys, you know. So if CDC wants to remain a major political party, they have to build a structure that maintain key partisans rather than trying to push them aside because somebody there talking for the
okay, all right, you spoke your mind.
Because the road paving Grand Jide, so Pena said the road paving, so Pena shouldn't talk about it. So
Anthony George Morba just posted, he said, CDC Representative Samson, we are not your partisan. Stop misleading the public. He is MPP lawmaker. Let's hear from you.
So I think this speaks to lack of organization in the CDC. I think the party has been. I don't. It is their right to accept new members and expel members. It's the constitutional right. But I don't. In my opinion, it's not good to see the major opposition political party weakening itself, because you should be there to hold the ruling establishment feet to the fire to ensure that they perform. But if you keep weakening yourself,
then how do you come back?
The possibility of even the ruling establishment getting more lackadaisical because they feel that they can easily ride will be very high, and that's why we don't want. So CDC needs to work hard to maintain their partisans, their strong partisans, and stop this bickering, internal bickering. And for me, I've always said it. When the United Party lost the 2017 election, they decided to do away with Madam Salif. That was internal fight. And they decided, in fact, they expelled Madam Salif.
They expelled her.
You understand? And they look for the face. Even though he's old President Bouakai today, they say, we'll take you, and they stood by him and with him throughout until they made him president. So CDC, look, for me, I like to see them bringing new leaders on board that will be somehow marketed with. If there is no president, former president, we are. You cannot do that if you're expelling someone who beat President We are in numbers in Montserrat. Sir Joseph he got more votes in Montserrat than former President We are in 2023.
Okay, all right.
So you need those people around you.
Okay, so we'll have to go. For me, I don't think those individuals are in any way indispensable to the CDC. I think the CDC had done its own calculations and realized that they are not that
poor calculation. That calculation is poor. So when you fooling the people, I you say the people make a good calculation.
You see the man?
No,
you see the man? You say
you don't understand for the defeat of CDC. That makes let the people. That's an advice you're giving them.
You see the man? Let me say my own.
Okay, say your own. Say your own.
Okay, so Moses, you can come quickly on the issue of whether
I just wanted to say something. Look,
quickly.
When you are in a relationship, you need somebody that will work with you. The both of you need to coexist. But if you are in a relationship and you're having problem with coexisting, the both of you are loggerhead. Look at what is happening. In December, Sir Joseph said he feels safe in today's Liberia as compared to we as Liberia 6 years ago. And there was the same man when he ran around, when he was campaigning, he told the people not to vote for Dan Kennedy, Joseph Yuma Boakai. He told the Kisi people, and he said, George, we have made him. But he went to Lofa and told the president, look, man, I feel safe. And he expected the CDC to keep this man?
Yeah, but
Thomas Fowler?
What led to him saying that?
Yeah, let me just finish, George. So Thomas Fowler and all the others who have pledged allegiance to the ruling administration, and you're telling me you will keep these people in your party? The most recent, the man who served as what? Campaign spokesman, Kanyo Bala. Everything that comes from the current administration, Kanyo runs with it, even though he erroneously referred to himself as a centrist. Is this the man that you're going to keep in your political party? Let's be human. There's a policy difference. The both of you are not aligned. So I think the decision by the CDC, if I were in similar position, I would have done likewise. If my marriage is not working, I say, look, man, this thing here is not working, man. Let's call this a quit.
So like I was saying, they calculated well. The CDC calculated well. Because because those individuals, they are not major factors to helping the CDC.
No, you just said that's
now I'm coming. Okay, go ahead,
please. I mean, I want you to learn.
I want to learn.
Yeah, learn.
They are not major factors.
But BT when they put somebody,
I'm coming
now.
I'm learning. They are not major factors to making the CDC win election in 2021.
So what you mean that?
No, they are not. They Sir Joseph, the Thomas Fowler, the latest expelled members, Zoe Penner, and the rest of them. They are not major factors in the CDC. The CDC has made them. They didn't make the CDC. They know it very well.
So the CDC needs them.
You say?
The CDC
let me make my point. Now, why you come be jumping my throat here? Dave, the CDC made them. The CDC is the one that made them to win elections. That's not basically on their own volition or on their own popularity.
No. So
we're putting team.
Okay,
we'll have to transition. We'll have to end this show.
So the CDC has benefited more from put a zone.
No, the point is, let me rest.
So you're putting Unity Party in a perfect position for 2029.
Dave, you are speaking as an informer from the Minister of Information. So the point of the matter is that the decision made by CDC was well calculated, and they believe that those individuals expelled are not major factors, they are not major contenders, or they are not major aids to the CDC. They are not major aids.
I know Chairman Jangako isn't going to go.
So finally, gentlemen, let's take patching comments and then we can go. Dave, let's begin with you.
You know, this latest development to me, actually, it has broken the camel's back. Look, no.
The party coming.
The party coming.
In few seconds.
Where Kennedy and Edwin are now, they are the happiest.
Including you.
You know because all the script. No, maybe I get friends.
What I would say is that, you know, in party politics, people agree to disagree. People will align and realign us. So even in the greatest country in the world, the America that we follow, the democracy, there are Republicans that are against President Trump, that openly spoke against him. Mm-hmm. There are people even within the MAGA movement. There's a lady called Margaret Green.
Yeah.
She has
Margaret Taylor
Green. She has openly come out to criticize the way the Republican is being, you know, is governing the state. the Republican Party have now moved to expel her or to expel these people. You know, so sometimes we have to be able to build these things around institution because you want to uphold that institution at a certain level.
Okay.
Like you rightly said, Kanye was just the former spokesperson for a campaign. You know, so allow them.
Kanye's departure doesn't mean there's no spokesperson for CDC.
Okay.
They let Colin Powell. Colin Powell was chairman of Joint Chief of Staff, United States Military. He became Secretary of State, United States of America. When Obama was running for president, a Republican, he said he was supporting Obama. Republican did not expel him. Dick Cheney. The same thing.
Why you want to compare
No,
it?
what the greatest country in the world? We're saying that
But you can't compare it.
these things happen, but those people that got this skin, they don't just go and act because they see you. We want to see CDC vibrant.
No, listen. The people's style of the people's style of politics is different from ours here.
It's true.
You can't be
But when will we get to them?
You can't be disloyal to political parties and then we keep you.
Why they do you want?
Let's hear from you. Let's hear from you. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I think it was indeed a great show, and let me say thanks to all of you. And this is how I would like to close. Kanye Bada is not a centrist. Centrists do not form alliance.
It's true. It's true. I agree with
Centrists are made up people.
Yeah.
They're not for, they're not against. But when you go and pledge political alliance, everything that emanates from the ruling party, you take side with that, and then you get appointed in the same administration, then I don't know what's the definition of centrism. So I want the people of Liberia to know that Mr. Bada is not a centrist. He's a supporter of the ruling government. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, gentlemen, I want to thank you. We'll be here tomorrow. I'm sure we'll have the superintendent of Montserrat County as our guest tomorrow. Until then, thanks to the producers. Sabo George is my name. Have a pleasant night.